Oops, I forgot to unmute myself. Hello again, hackers. Welcome to another stream by me. Today we are going to explore machine learning in a couple of minutes. So, what we are basically going to build is a machine learning model without any coding at all, or almost any coding at all. So, we'll be using something called as Doodle's Teachable Machine for that. So let's start right away. Mm. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to navigate to this thing called Google Teachable Machine. All right, and now I'm also going to share the link to this in the chat here. So let me just copy that link and paste it in the chat so that you can do this project with me. All right, so I've shared the link in the chat. I'm also going to present it here. So Teachable Machine is a way by Google to uh, create machine learning models for your websites and apps without any coding. So machine learning might feel like a little difficult or overwhelming or scary, but over here it's not. In fact, it's like really cool and easy to do. And we are going to be making a small machine learning model, and then we'll put it on a web app that is a website, and we'll be deploying it. So let's get started. So first, like what is a machine learning model? So machine learning model is like a mathematical model for the process of machine learning, and there are like a lot of different types of machine learning models, but then they are like way too complex. And with these workshops and free hats, our main objective is to like really show you around the technology so that you know what interests you instead of going into the um, nooks and crannies of every single concept. And we won't even be able to do that since we have like very few hours to do this. So what exactly are these machine learning models? So we create a model with a large amount of data. So we use a large amount of data to train or rather teach the model how to solve a specific problem. So if the model wants to identify something, then then we can like give it a lot of images and then tell it in which images we have a particular object and in which images we don't. So the next time the model sees the image with that object, it would recognize it. That's how basically this machine learning works. And we are going to implement almost a similar thing, but we are not going to do any coding for that. So let's go ahead and create an account. I mean, get started on this teachable machine. You can see all of these tool projects that teachable machine can do. So if you're thinking of using it for a hackathon, I mean for free hats, then definitely you should check it out. So you click on the get started button, and now let's choose one of these models and we'll train them. I think we should choose the image model since that's like the easiest one to do. So we'll choose the standard image model. All right. So now our first step here is to gather some samples. Now, what are these samples? So samples is like lots of data. So over here, I've got a phone. Um, yeah, so over here, I've got a phone, and this is me with a phone that you can see on your screen. So you can see me and my phone. But in this picture, you cannot see my phone. You can just see me. So now we are going to be training the model to recognize whenever I hold a phone. So uh, here's how we are going to train. So first we need to like give it some samples. Let's watch this video and then maybe we'll be able to understand better what these things are. So I'm just gonna present the screen with audio, share screen with audio. Let me go there and there you go.
Hi, I'm going to show you how to train a model with Teachable Machine. Like all machine learning workflows, you first need to gather data. What you see here on the left are what we call classes. Each of these represents a different category you want to teach the computer to recognize. So let's try adding data to our first class. I'm going to call this one neutral. You have two options here. You can upload files from your local computer or use a webcam. Let's use a webcam. Hit record and it can start collecting images. You can see that I'm moving around here to add variety to my data set. Let's try adding data to our second class. I'm going to call this one dog. Again, I'm going to hit webcam and try to get data from this stuffed animal. You can again see that I'm moving it around to collect some variety. All right, now we have enough data to train this model. Teachable Machine doesn't just work with image data. You can also train an audio model, and the interface looks pretty much the same. One difference is that the data is collected in the form of a spectrogram, which is simply a different way of visualizing audio. Another difference is that you need to record one really long background class, 20 seconds of it to be precise. And finally, all this audio data gets extracted into 1-second samples, like this. So you can make a recognizer that recognizes something short, like clapping or whistling. Great. Now we're ready to train this audio model. And finally, you can use Teachable Machine to create a pose model. Pose estimation is simply a technique for tracking key points on your body so that you can train a model to say, recognize when your head is tilted left, or when your arm is raised. All right, now we have enough data for this model too. One thing to note is that the entire time you're capturing this data, it's staying on device. It's not being sent to any server. So if you want to keep your data, you can either download your samples or save them to Drive. Look out for the next video on how to continue training your model.
All right, so that video gave us like a basic idea of why we need data and how to add it over here. So we can either upload files manually, but then we don't have that many files, and the more amount of data you put, the better it's gonna be for training the model. So we're just gonna use our webcam here. Allow. I hope it does not disconnect me from the stream. Nope, it does not. Very well. Um, so I'm just going to create a uh, I'm going to train this model to recognize me with or Kanha with phone. All right, and now we hold to record. So now this is my phone that I have displayed here, and now we just press and hold this button. We can like collect as many of these samples as we want. All right, so we've got like 300 samples here, which is really good. So there's like some of these samples just have me in it, which is not really good. So let's get rid of these samples. Delete class. We'll create another class because that one had a lot of photos which were just of myself, which is not a good idea. Let's use a bigger object like a bottle or something. Right, now we'll go to webcam and then we'll hold this bottle. Let's move ourselves around, get different angles of this bottle. And now we just need a class which has myself. So Kanha alone. Right, so we'll just we'll record a couple of more samples. All right, we've got enough samples. Now we need to train our model. So now here's where Google's Teachable Machine does its own magic. And that's why this is a really cool way to get started with machine learning without actually coding. So you don't have to write any code. It would just train this thing for you. And we should not switch tabs. We should leave this tab open if we want our model to be trained. It's gonna take like a couple of seconds to do this. All right, model trained. And now we see our model over here. So uh, right now this is Tanha alone, and the model is recognizing that very well. Now if I hold say the bottle, now it recognizes that this is Tanha plus bottle. What if I hold another object like a phone, a cell phone? Um, okay, so we need to like improve our accuracy by trying out different samples. But then just Kanha would not show Kanha plus bottle. So this means that there's no bottle in this image. If we hold like a even bigger object like a iPad, nope, this thing also shows. So our model is not exactly very trained. We'll still need to like give it a lot more of samples. We can like maybe even include another class. So let's go back and add a class. Okay, so we create another class, and now we are going to call this for example Kanha plus iPad. And now we are going to add a couple of samples here. So this is me and this is my iPad. Okay, um, let's train this again, and we'll see if these things give us better results. It's still preparing training data. All right, so Doodle is using its magic over here, which would be done in just a couple of more seconds. Okay, so now I'm not holding anything else. So it just says Tanha alone. Uh, Now, if I hold up my water bottle here, it would identify that as a bottle, but it's still a little bit confused. It thinks that it might even be the iPad, but it's not sure. But it's mostly certain that this is a bottle. Now, let me hold up my iPad here. Yep, so it has recognized the iPad, and that's how we fixed the problem that we were initially facing. So it has recognized the iPad. Now let's try this thing with a cell phone. Now it still does not know whether it's Kanha alone or Kanha with an iPad. So as you can see by these graphs over here, it's confused. So let's create another class where we train it to recognize a cell phone. So Kanha plus phone. And now we'll add a couple of more image samples. So this is me and this is the phone. This is just the phone as well. Um, okay, now let's train the model again. It says that the page is unresponsive, but we'll still wait. So we have like taken a lot of images here, about a couple hundred images. So all right, so it's working now. Let's wait for it to train. And after this, we can learn how to use it in our hack for free hats. So I'm also going to demonstrate that. All right, so now it says that the model is trained. Um, Now, even if I remove my glasses, it would still recognize that it's Kanha alone. I just wanted to test that. Okay, very well. So now let me get my bottle up here. Let me get my iPad now. and it's really 100% sure that this is the iPad. If I have both iPad and water bottle, um, okay, this is the iPad and this is the water bottle. Yep. So now it's like it's seeing both of these things, so it's like confused. It's like partly confused. Um, let's try with the phone now. Yep. So now it's 100% sure that this is the phone. So we just start a model to recognize what a bottle looks like, what a cell phone looks like, what an iPad looks like, and how to identify all of them. So now let's say that we were building a hackathon project uh, to recognize bottles or iPads or phones. So we can't just like submit this thing. There's like no way to submit this. So we are going to export it, and then we can then we can actually add it to our hack. So let me get a shareable link from here, and the way we are going to do that is by copying this link here. Why can't I copy it? Seems like an image or something. Okay, let me check how to copy this. Um, okay, fine. So I first have to upload this model, and then I would be able to see the link. Yep. Yeah, I'm such a dummy. I did not recognize the upload button that was right here. All right, so it's uploading our model to um, we don't need to deal with any of this load here. Um, I mean, we could use this, but then we can just use this simple link. All right, so now what we want to do is go to replit.com and create like a small hack which will just recognize bottles. So I'm gonna go to Replit. I showed you how to claim a hacker plan in my stream earlier today. Uh, so let me just like go to the other screen here. Okay, I think it would be a better idea to actually copy that code. So let me go back there and Uh, I'll show you that thing because that's what we'll be using. So I'll go back there once again. All right. So this is the shareable link for the model. So if you use this link, then you can only find this model on the Teachable Machines website. But since we want to include it in our hack, we can directly copy this code snippet from here, copy it, and then go to Replit. So I'm gonna just reshare my screen where I have replit.com open, and then we'll quickly build like a small hack in the next 8 minutes or so that would enable us to present this. All right, let me share my Chrome tab with Replit. Cool. So let's build a simple HTML REPL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Mm. Okay, and now we just need to place this load in the body tag. Let's just place this load in the body tag here. All right. So this is the code that we have copied from the website. Now when we hit run, we are going to see hello world and teachable machine image model. We have a button over here that says start. And when we click on that, um, it says could not open your camera. So let me like go to another website. I mean another tab with this website, and then I'll share that again. Uh, yeah, that is if you still haven't claimed the Replit hacker plan, be sure to check it out on the software lab or follow this link. It's a really cool thing that Replit is offering all hackers at free hats, and it's going to be really useful for collaborating with your teammates, or even checking out those really cool features like AI code generation and AI code explaining. Uh, Really cool stuff. Okay. Yep. So I'm at this website now, which is basically my own website that was hosted on Replit. Now I see an option here to allow Replit to use my camera, and when I click allow, um, you'll see like some probabilities over here. So uh, now it says that Kanha alone is 1 and everything else is 0. And these probabilities would be in decimals. So like I said, machine learning models are mathematical models. And that's why you can see all of these numbers. So this is basically those basically the same as those colorful graphs that we saw. But whenever it's like 0, it means it's like 100% unsure. And whenever it's 1, it's 100% sure. So let's test this out. So we can get a bottle up here, and it's just as accurate as the one that we saw on the Replit website. Sorry, not the Replit, the Teachable Machine website. We can try this with our iPad if you'd like. Um, yep, Kanha plus iPad is like, it's like 100% accurate. We can also try this with our cell phone here. It recognizes this thing too. Now here it's like confused sort of, but then if you move it around, it's still like more sure of it being Kanha plus phone than any of the other options. Now let me try phone plus bottle. Okay, maybe it can't see the phone yet. So as you can see, it's confused between the two options over there. So there you have it, a machine learning model that we implemented in our own project, and it even works. So now we are going to try to uh, train another thing. As we heard in the video, the audio model is like very hard to train. I mean, in terms of gathering samples, we could probably teach it to recognize a clap or something, but I think the other thing would be more interesting. So let me create a new project. And by the way, you can like uh, s- include this in your own hack, and then uh, maybe you could even train a model to recognize like you know, sunburns or something. There's like a lot of scope for this in a summer themed hackathon. So and it's like super easy to build. You don't need any code at all. Anyway, let me share another model here, and we are going to train it. Chrome tab. uh yep, this is where we are going to go. So this is called a pose model. Right now there are only three: pose model, audio model, and image model. Um, there would be more coming soon probably, but then right now we can just do a lot of stuff with these three, as you saw on the website. Um, Here's the website again. Oh wait, I'm already sharing it. So you can always go there to that link and check out the awesome projects that one can build with Teachable Machine. All right, let's try to train this pose model. So let's select some samples. So I could do like one of the pose. So glasses. No, that thing is more accurate in an image model. For a pose model, we can like do something like hands up, or I don't know. I'm like sitting over here, so it's hard to do any hard to perform any pose action. Um, Maybe I could like just put my hands in front of my face like this. I mean, I could like raise my hand up. s- Raised hand. Um, Raised hand, and then we can do another thing where the hand is not raised. So the hand is not raised over here. So you see these different parts of my body, they are all connected by dots. So this model is already trained to recognize them, but we have to teach it to recognize like a human hand or a raised hand or a particular pose. So you could this thing could really help you with a fitness related hack. Like if you're doing something related to yoga, you could recognize different postures, and you could tell your users how accurately they are doing it. There's a whole lot of scope for this. That's why I really wanted to host this workshop and show you. Okay, so we've got like 40 post samples in both of these. We're gonna call this uh, it's neutral. Yeah, neutral. That's what we are gonna call it. And let's train this model. Now we've got like lesser images, so it's also gonna take lesser time to train it. All right, so now it says that the model is trained, and now it recognizes 100% that it's 100% sure that I'm in the neutral state right now. But if I maybe raise my hand, hmm, so this is me raising my right hand, so that's why it does not recognize a raised hand. But if I raise my left hand, then it's 100% sure. Let's try to train it um, in a similar way with right hand raised. Um, Let me just put my mouse here and raise my hand. Okay. All right. Now we can actually do a thing where we put our hands on the head, or maybe just raise both hands. But then I'm not sure I'll be able to uh, record that since this needs me to hold to record. Okay. Yeah, we could also do this. So in case you're doing like some posture where you have to engage both of your hands and you can't hold to record, you can do this and record for 18 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, and start. I think we set the time like way too high. Let me just tilt around. Oh, okay, cool. So recording is done. Now let's rename this thing to both hands raised. And once again, we'll be training our pose model. So if you're like building a hack related to cleanliness, then you can like uh, so a part of the summer theme is beaches. So you can like build a tiny hack that would recognize for example plastic, so that you can like contribute to keeping beaches clean. Excuse me, keeping beaches clean. I don't know, there are like a lot of ideas. If you need like help, if like I know we are already a couple of hours into the hackathon, but if you still don't have a project idea, you can always reach out to one of our mentors and they would help you come up with something really quick. Just open a support ticket on the Discord and we'll help you come up with an idea. Okay, it's almost halfway done, more than half I believe. Yeah, almost 3/4. You can also you know create a way for hackers to take care of their health and posture. So so instead of slouching like this, you can maybe program this pose model to, I mean, teach it to recognize a um, straight posture and a slouch posture. So it detects you when you're slouching, and then it alerts you, and then you can integrate it with a lot of other stuff, like maybe a notification on your desktop that you are slouching and you need to sit straight. There's a whole lot of stuff that this thing can do. Really cool, honestly. So right now we are neutral. Let's raise our left hand. I mean right hand here. Sorry, right hand. Right hand raised. Left hand raised here. And both hands raised. There you go. So it has recognized all three of this. And in order to export the model, we can do the exact same thing. Copy all of this code, put it onto the replit, and it would work the same way. Let's try it out since we have a lot of time. Um, all right, now I'm going to go to the replit screen. I'm going to start presenting this thing. Let's go to the replit screen. Over here, you can still see our old model with that bottle and the iPad. Let's play with this model one last time. So there's a phone and bottle, so it's like struggling with the. Okay, let's try the phone again. Right now it's mostly sure that it's a phone. Anyway, let's try it out. Let's try out our new model. That one is like way cooler. Okay, so the more number of times you'll click this, it can create more frames over here, more instances of this model. Let me go back to the replit, and I'll have to present that screen. All right, here it is. So now we are into our replit. We'll paste it right below. We're going to call this the pose model. So that all right, it's already there. So we just need to hit save and get back to our REPL. Just refresh this, and I will also need to present this screen here. Let me share screen. All right, here's the model on Replit. So over here you can see a image model that we had tried out previously, and there's also a pose model. So right now we are having this pose model, I believe. Yeah, if I start this and then I raise my hand, why can't I see my statistics? I mean the results. Okay, let's get rid of our previous model. We're gonna get rid of our previous model. Yeah, I think it's like creating a sort of a confusion there. And we save this. So I went over there to the replit and then I deleted. Uh, I'm also gonna put this in the chat bots so that you all can try this out too. It probably won't recognize you as Tanha, but then let's see what happens. So you can go to this link that's in the Twitch and YouTube chat boxes, and then let me know what results it gives you. So in the meantime, we have our pose model right here. Let's start it. Mm, okay, start the pose model. We'll refresh this. Okay, start it now. Okay, there seems to be some sort of a problem here. Um, but otherwise it should work the same way as the previous image model did. So now we know that this model works, and besides we are already running out of time. Uh, so so does anyone have any questions? I'll take questions first. Does anyone have questions about this model that we have here? Put your questions in the chat box on Twitch or YouTube, and I will answer them for you. Okay, all right. It seems like there are no questions. It seems like there are no questions here. So we can end the stream in a couple of minutes if nobody has questions. Okay, cool. So um, just give me a minute. I want to show you something really cool. So wait, in fact, I can bring you up on stream. So um, here we have someone who happens to be Gil from Free Hats, and it's actually Krish. Hi Krish.
Hello, Kana.
Yeah.
I
So
followed your amazing workshop all along, and I
thank you.
didn't build much, but I built something uh, which can detect me if I'm with headphones and glasses, or I'm with glasses, or I'm without anything. So I
Okay, that
have
sounds
built
really
something
cool. So
simple.
can you present your
Yeah, I'm just going to
all right,
present.
hackers, and if I would also like to mention here that if you are following my workshop and or any of the workshops that we conduct, and if you build stuff with us, then we can invite you on stream to present whatever you built alongside us. So it's
Okay,
really cool.
so
If you are building something, then just let us know.
so
All right, now let's
this
take a look at
is
Krish's hack.
So this is the hack. It's not a hack. I didn't got time to just plug it into Replit, but yeah, I built this
Okay,
much, and there's a detection that if I'm wearing headphones and glasses, there's a
okay,
detection if I'm only wearing glasses, and there's a detection if I'm not wearing anything.
okay,
So let
cool.
me just
Let's
remove my
test it out.
headphone. Yeah, let me just first of all turn the speakers so that I don't miss any audio while I'm moving my headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So now I have removed my headphone and I'm only with glasses, and it can completely detect that I'm only with glasses because yeah, I gave it 214 samples.
Wow,
Then if I
that's so
remove the
cool.
glasses as well, then it gets in there
Wow.
when I'm straight. If I'm not, it doesn't. You can see it's flickering. If I be a little
Okay.
straight, it's 100% detecting that
Oh,
I'm not.
this is like totally cool.
And I found out a use case to this. Like, if somebody has ever visited LensGuard, you can use the structure thing, the face structure thing, and that would come in use to make something like that if you want to make something that has face structures and all. So that is one thing I found that uses the same technology.
So is this like a pose model or was that an image model?
That was an image model, so I have trained it on many images. But
Okay.
yeah, if you train it on enough images, it's like a pose model itself. So if I have my hand up and train it on enough images,
Yeah. Yeah.
it would work like a
Yeah,
pose model.
but the difference is that the pose model uses like different spots in your body, and then it connects and it recognizes movements, whereas the image model is
Yeah.
just like you raising your hands up and
So
then taking
one cool
pictures.
idea for doing for this hackathon, like I always for this kind of hack, I always like to share ideas. So you can build a video detector that can detect your movement, and then it would change your face to maybe Frey, the god of sun, or something like that, so that you can attend your meetings with like maybe god of summers. Frey is a bit formal, so he might be formal. So in a formal gesture, you can attend your meetings, and you can change the face and everything. You can obviously detect the hands and all. So
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's like if you like perform a particular gesture, like if you raise your hands or if you snap your fingers, if you train the model enough to do it, maybe if you snap your fingers, then it can like it could potentially even change your clothes and appearance. You could do
you
something
could
like
make
that.
something like this. Is not Freyhack's theme, but this is a very cool idea. If you want to get some stars and fox on GitHub, just make the same thing he said, snap thing, and then in the snap thing, make the video go like the Thanos animation from Marvel, and I'm sure you will get a lot of stars and folks, because there is a library
Yep.
that exists called Thanos.js, which wipes out half of your code base. Yeah,
Oh, I
this
did
is a
not know that.
pretty nice.
Thanks for sharing that. You muted yourself, Krish.
Yeah, I was actually opening something else. I have also
Okay.
found out this another tool that does a similar thing to what I told. So if that tool's working, because it has been archived,
Okay.
if only if it works, there are two tools. One of them seems to be not working. Just a second, let me share
In the
screen.
meantime, hackers, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box
Okay,
on Twitch and YouTube so that we can answer
so
them live.
this is my screen, and here it can detect what I'm doing and everything like that. It doesn't detect my hands or anything right now, but I guess that won't come anytime soon, because this project
Oh,
has been archived.
this is like this is like really cool. Um,
So it does detect a lot of things. Like, for example, if I do act as if laughing, I'm not great at acting, so sorry. So if I act, so it didn't detect here, but when I was actually laughing, it detected that I was laughing. So it
oh, okay,
started
cool.
closing the eyes and something like there was animation. And then you can
Okay,
create your own avatar using their mobile app or something like that. There are many avatars actually. So here's me as a, what is this, monkey maybe?
that's a
Here's me
sheep
as
or a ram.
Doraemon. Oh, that would be a sheep, alright. This is me as I don't know what. This is me as a normal human being, and this is a really cool thing if somebody wants to experiment this technology and build over
Yeah,
it.
you could like potentially build something like this that would be like so cool.
And there's also a API I found out that provides something similar. It provides you a SDK to create a person's 3D avatar. When the person's you get the person's video, and it creates a 3D avatar of them, something like Bitmoji but 3D. So
Oh, cool.
if I just share it, here it is, and it's apparently called mocap for face.
Okay, you
And
can just put the link in the chat box there.
shared the link.
All right, so Krish has shared the link to this face emoji thing, which is really cool. So if you want to build something like this with machine learning, feel free to do so. I would love to see any machine learning hats that are inspired by this. So I don't see any questions in the chat. So I guess that means you all understood how to do this very well. It's a really simple and intuitive thing. And if you still have any questions later on, feel free to reach out to me in the Discord. Right now, we can simply end the stream, I guess. So we'll see you at the next workshop or mini event, which is the MLH mini event, where we'll be drawing alongside Bob Ross with Ellie from MLH. So thank you so much for attending my workshop. I hope you learned a lot. in this hour or so. Um, See you at the next one. Thank you. Bye bye.